Okay, guys, hope everybody's had a great Christmas, and we got a little bit bored, so we thought we'd come in and do a video for you, because there's been lots of people asking for videos about the automatic registration system on the MHM 5000 and how it works. So because of COVID, the whole place is shut. We've managed to come in on our own, just me and Tony, and we're going to just run through a few things. Very rough video, a couple of iPhones with my two guys that are with me, just to show you a little bit about it. So if you walk through to the showroom with us, this is our UK showroom and training facility, but we've come in over Christmas and in between Christmas and New Year just to do a quick video, 6 colour job. What we did is I emailed Long Winters, who very kindly sent me the artwork for the same job as what the guys at Shirt Kong did the 100 shirt challenge with, which was great guys. Total respect for them guys, no problem. We've got the same artwork here. Just to be the same, we're going to set it up in this machine. We'll probably do a 100 shirt challenge in a couple of days or so. But in the beginning, we just want to show you how to set this machine up very quickly. Okay. Now, people were asking about how the squeegees go in. Let me just show you a squeegee very quickly. Squeegees are very clever. They've got no bolts across the front. Okay. They've only got a couple of dome bolts at the top, and it's one extrusion inside another. So when you tighten these up, it pulls the outer one into the inner one, like that. The result is that you never get those wavy edges like you do when you've got bolts going across the front. So no matter what you do, you put your squeegee rubber in. If you do half a turn on them, bang it, the squeegee rubber comes out. Put the new rubber in, half a turn, lock it. It's always flat. Always. So that's very good. It's good to keep things clean, and it's good to change the rubber, and it's good to make sure that the rubber's always flat. When you're putting it in the press, all you've got to do, there's a little knob just here, look. You're just going to put it in there like that and press the knob. Done. Now that's allowed to float, so what that can do is it can detect whether the mesh is tight to one side than the other, and it can automatically self-level. Now when you're printing water-based, you don't want the flood bar to do that, so let's have a look at the flood. Did you see that? Just taking that squeegee in and out, look. This is how you change squeegees and flood bars when you're setting up. It's very quick. And this moves up out the way, so you've got plenty of room. If we put the flood bar in, Tony and I think this can be quite annoying when you're printing water-based ink, okay? Because with water-based, you sometimes haven't got the flood bar touching the mesh, because you want to leave a thicker deposit like the new flood bars from Action Engineering. You can leave like a 5mm deposit on there to keep the screens nice and wet when you're stopping. So what we've got is we've got these two little adjusters here. So if you want to adjust out that movement so it doesn't move at all, like this, you can just wind them down and take that movement out, which is brilliant for water-based, look, because you've not got the flood bar flapping around all over the place then. Look at that, solid now, okay? And then loosen them back off again. And you've got the movement. So again, every scenario is covered. So let's pull that out just by pressing that. Look, that drops straight out. We'll put them on there ready. So first off, with the MHM system, we have the pins on the screens. So when you buy the machine comes with a little jig like this, which clips very quickly onto the end of your frames. Dead easy. You set this so that the width of the frames is always the same, and this just clip onto the end of your frames, and it tells you where to put the two holes to put the pins in exactly the right position. That comes with the machine. It comes with every MHM machine. So all you do is you drill and pop the two pins in either side, which is going to cost you about a couple of dollars a frame, but from this point on you can now library every single frame. Every single frame now has a zero position, a reference point, a starting point, which relates to that machine there. Because on the machine, on the press, the 4 pins are what hold the screen in place. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pins holding the screen in place. Now, in the early days, we had the film positioning unit, which is called an FPU. But what you do with this is basically you have a series of LEDs underneath and a centre line. As you can see, the LEDs are the set distance from the top of the frame, and the centre line can move up and down like that. Okay, So if you shoot corresponding marks on your posies, and you put your, and this is very old, it should have an air supply to it, so you just flick a switch and it all locks in. But we're just showing you. You can now move this centre line anywhere you like, look. Can you see that? And obviously you can set your distances all the same. So what this allows you to do, if you're using the old-fashioned film route, is tape all your posies on the screens in exactly the same place. And everything is referenced to those pins, which is the most important thing. You need to keep that in your mind, okay? So then we're just going to shoot the screen and develop the screen in the normal way. Now, better still, if you've got CTS, which everybody's got now, or should have, all we do is we take these bars off here, and these bars are fitted to the top and the bottom of your downfit or your XR Spider that we sell in the UK, okay? Or even on your M&R iMage, you can fit a system to use these pins. So when you put the frames in, again, they're going to be locked in, those pins, top and bottom. And what that does is inside the downfit or the CTS unit or the Spider, whatever, okay, I don't care which brand you've got, it works with them all. That will then image everything in the right place. I mean, I wear glasses, so I can get this wrong. A computer doesn't get it wrong, it puts everything in the right place. So, once we've done that, the screen technically then becomes a cassette. There is no registration really to worry about at the press. Now, of course, we're printing through a piece of a mesh that can move. So, obviously, nothing can be 1,000,000% perfect. It is very, very good, and it's more accurate than anything on the market, but again, you need to have that flexibility to be able to move things. And you can, of course. So, when you're setting up, what we should be able to do now is we should be able to put these 6 screens in this press and not have any setup. So we're going to do that. We're going to try it now. Now, say if one does need a tweak, it's going to be a tweak. It's going to be next to nothing, okay? Which you can do electronically on here. Just like on your car seats, when the wife took the car to the shop and moved your seat, you press the memory button, it goes back. It's because it remembers where it was. It's a step motor. Just remembers how many steps it was on. So here we've got the positions of the screens, okay? So this is telling you that on each axis now, these coordinates now are all set at 0. So when we install this machine, we put a special frame inside the head and we set that frame to your CTS machine. So they become in unison, they're working together, okay? So the 0 position is set in line with your CTS machine, okay? So we've always got the same starting position. So when that's at 0, it's at 0 on all the printheads. Now, if you were using film the old-fashioned way, what we could do now is we could just put this first frame in, put a piece of film on the pallet, line the first frame up, okay, press a button, GOTO on here. There's a GOTO button there, look, on here. And then all the other screens will just drive to the same position. They'll just drive to the same reference point. Even if we were 10mm that way, we can tell them all to move 10mm that way. They'll all move 10mm together. Every one of them, and they'll still be in perfect register because you're working off a set of coordinates that are accurate to within 100th of a millimetre. When you're moving the micro reg, you can even twist it left and right at the back. You can twist, okay? And also, this front screen holder moves as well, which is very rare, very rare. You don't see that on any press, only the MHM, and only this MHM as well. You can move the front screen holder forward, okay? Now you can alter the size of the steps when you're moving the micro reg, so you can go in 1mm steps, 1/10 of a millimetre, or 100th of a millimetre, in any direction. And that will record this on here, press a button, it sends it to all the other printheads, so all the other screens are going to move as well. So you can either move one screen or you can move all the screens. Now, because we've got CTS, and Tony's done this with a CTS machine, we can put these in the press now, and theoretically we shouldn't have any setup. Okay, so let's put the screens in. Again, Tony, you do this first one, just to show them how easy it is. Okay,
so nice and easy. We've got plenty of screen access here. So when this machine is in adjust mode, we have at least 2 or 3 inches there, clearance between the screen and the squeegee. That, once we drop into a production mode, disappears and the machine drops down. A bit like a pouncing cat, it's ready to go. But if we kept it in that high, in that low position, we won't be able to get these screens in. So just for ease of access, we can get the screens in, locate them on the back 2 pins, make sure it's unlocked, and it's just a matter of pushing back on the low pressure, clicking onto the front 2 pins, That's it, it's in. Now I've not locked it in, but I'm not concerned. The machine's clever enough to know that if I forget to press that button, as soon as I move a squeegee, or move a pallet, or make any sort of input on any control panel, it'll automatically lock. It will also automatically lock after 30 seconds. So I'm not concerned that it's not in. It's held in on low pressure, on the clamp system, pushing from the back, clamping into the front. When we're printing, we're moving in that direction the whole time. So it seems pointless to clamp a machine down when the movement we're getting is actually forwards and backwards. So if we clamp like a vice at the front and at the back, the squeegee movement is actually held, clamped, and can't move.
The other thing as well, of course, if you notice, there's no need to take a pallet off like the 3-point systems. Yeah, they're good, of course they work, yeah, but you're reliant upon the actual frame as opposed to the image, okay? So we're registering the image to the pins, not to the frame. It's a really important thing. So, we've got no reason to take a pallet off, we can just put screens in. I could get my mother to do this, it's so easy, okay? So I'm going to put the other screen in now, look. Okay, there's no stopwatch going, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to work out, a rocket scientist to work out how quick this is. Okay, so again, all we're going to do is we're going to put the screen in. Okay. Push back and onto the front. Done. I'm not going to put them all in and then go around again. Try lock them all. Just got to put them in. That's all I've got to do. Now, I don't know if you remember back at Long Beach, which was great, and we're all looking forward to seeing you all at Long Beach again. Hopefully when this COVID shit's all over. But Pete Jr. did this with me in Long Beach, and he was very surprised. He couldn't believe how easy it was. And as you can see, look, I'm just putting screens in. No dramas. This last one, Tony, yeah?
Yeah.
So
Slow down a bit, I've got to catch up.
This is the last one, look. Yeah. Can't tell me that there's any system better and quicker than this. All the systems out there are good. Don't knock this system. It's been around 28 years. Think about it 28 years ago. 29 years ago. 1992. It's 29 years next year. Think about it. How far ahead were MHM now? What we've done is we've put the 6 screens in as a cassette, like we spoke about earlier, so you've seen how it works now. I hope everybody can understand it. If anybody's got any questions, put them on as a comment or email me. john@mhmdirect.co.uk. Email me and ask me the questions, yeah? And if you want, what we'll do is we'll get Tony and I to do another video for you and show you that as well, okay? So we'll put the 6 screens in. Tony's now going to run a sample. Tony?
Okay, it's quite simple. Automatic. Sample. It's asking us how many we want to do. We only want to do 1. So if we press start now, it's going to ask us if we want to finish. Yeah, we want to finish. And it's going to produce this one.
Basically, that's the first and last print.
Print start, stop and finish.
You notice how quiet this machine is. You know, we can stand here having a conversation while this machine's printing. So, and you can hear me, which is quite good for the operators, because when you've got the radio on as well, you can hear the music. Which is something else that people used to say to us 20 years ago when we first started selling these machines. Longer. Okay? So,
you put one in the machine once?
We did, we fitted a stereo in the machine once. Okay, so that is in perfect register. Look, it's in perfect reg. We've removed a couple of things out of here because we're friends with our competitors and we have a great respect for each other. So this is what people need to understand, is that all the suppliers speak to each other, you know. We are friends. So when you get in these silly press wars and stuff, it's just silly, okay? Pick what's right for your business. So as you can see, look, it's in perfect reg. There's nothing wrong with it. You just loaded them screens in and done no work. Now, just to show you what we can do now without stopping this video, Tony.
Yeah.
if you just load another shirt, take that shirt off.
I've loaded one at the side of it ready.
Okay, so let's get another shirt ready.
So we'll leave that one on.
And what we're going to do is,
just move this.
if you want to film me doing this, lads, what we'll do now, just to show you how good this system is.
That one's a close registration.
What? Which one?
This one.
This one, the black.
This one's got everything sits to the black.
All right, just unlock the screen then, Tone.
I don't know what you like for making a mess.
Right, first of all, we'll just, obviously, if you now wanted to change jobs, if you were going to change your job over, we all know how to detach the squeegee and flood. That's fairly straightforward. So you'd have your screen trolley here, you take your squeegee and flood out, and you put your clean ones in. Yeah? Now, if we unlock the screen, now,
so it's unlocked.
what we'll do is we'll pretend that we're printing water base, we're not printing plastisol. So we'll pretend we're printing water base, look. And we'll take the screen out, and we'll say, has it dried in? No, it's all right, yeah, okay. Let's put it back in again then. Yeah. We'll pop the screen back in, look. Right. So that's the next job. Just pretend we're changing jobs now. Okay. Put that one. Let's lock that and put that one down again, Tony.
Yeah, it'll lock automatically.
So it's going to lock automatically. And what we're going to do is we're going to print on this pallet here. So let's whip this one off. Okay. All right. There. Move that one along. Okay. So
automatic sample.
So we're going to go automatic. Yeah. Sample. Start.
Or outlet.
Always get a phone call when you don't need one. Just a second. An outlet, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've seen this without no cuts in the video, nothing like that, yeah?
Hang on, let me try and set this block up while you're looking. Keep that video over there, then you won't see me doing it. Whew, just in time, look. Just before I came round. Just printing now.
There you go. What's wrong with that?
Our screen out, up in the air, clipped back in. It's got to go back in the right place. It's got nowhere else to go. We didn't take a pallet off. We didn't mess about with anything. We didn't look through the mesh. Everything's still in the same place.
Now, shall we take another screen out, or is everybody happy with that?
With that, you can take as many as you want.
Let's take them all out, shall we? Shall we take them all out?
Can if you want.
Tell you what we'll do. Let's just walk round. If you can just scrape these squeegees behind me, Tony. What I'm going to do, look, just have a look at this, guys, yeah? Zoom in on this one. Ready? So if we press unlock, Tony, yeah?
Yeah.
You heard everything unlock. Right, I'm going to take the screen out, look, wiggle it about, look. Everybody happy with that? Yeah, put it back in. Yeah. This one. Again, move it about, look. You know, you can't do that on anybody's press. If we popped a screen, we could make another screen on the CTS unit and just come and plug it straight in and carry on. We wouldn't need to do anything, okay?
I've got one of them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So let's take this one out completely, yeah? Let's just be silly and take this one out completely and pretend. So, there you go, look, let's take this one out completely. Spin it round, wave it about, put it back in again, look, you know. That sounds ridiculous, but this could be just changing a job, couldn't it, really, I suppose? You know, we're just changing a job now, look. So I'm going to pop that one back in. Happy with that? Okay. Let's put these down as we're going around. Right, so we're going to take the blue out, are we? Yeah? I said we'd take them all out, then let's shake them about, look, put them back in again. Yeah. Right. Same with this one. Let's take this one out completely again. Don't want to get a bit boring now, but there you go. Pop that back in again. Shall we run a sample at that, Tony? Are you happy with that, mate?
Yeah, if you collapse everything down.
Everything down. Let's get these down. Okay. No cuts in the video, nowhere.
Ready?
Right, so he's going to run a sample now. Guys, come back round here, look.
Just lock all the screens.
Let's take this one off, look.
Leave it on, Sean.
We'll take this one off and then, you know, everybody can see what's going on.
Slam that down.
Right, so you've got a black shirt here, look. You could just pretend you've changed jobs, or you can, you know, you've seen us take all the screens out and put them back in again.
It doesn't matter what screens you put in, it doesn't matter what design's on them. All the screens are in the same place according to the frame holders.
Yeah.
They're not free floating.
So again, we follow this one around, boys. Yeah. And that's show you exactly this is now, yeah. Okay. So once again, like I say, you can hear yourself talking when this thing's running. Yeah. Very cold in this showroom at the minute as well, because obviously we've been closed for Christmas. So, right, here's the moment of truth then. Let's have a look at this one. All the screens have been out and back in without stopping that video. There you go, boom. Got a bit of smudging down here, Tom. What's gone on here?
You got all screens in the right place?
Is that where I've...
That's where you put screens in, yeah.
That's where I put the screens in, look. But as you can see, right, and we're not going to redo it, so there's no bullshit, look. It's in. A bit of fun. What we'll do now is we'll move one of the screens completely out of reg, and you can watch it going back in. So do you just, what do you want to do? Do you want to print it like the black or something?
Yeah, now we know all the screens are at 0. And that when all those values are at 0, the screens are in registration. So if we have to move anything for any reason, we can go back to 0 to get them into registration. Or we can save the project, but we know on the front of each of these arms, these values are at 0. So I can change those values to anything I want. As long as I keep them all the same, it will always be in register. So if I change the x-axis to be +10 on them all that will happen is the whole design will be 10 millimeters further down the pallet. If I move everything on the y-axis to -10, everything will be 10 degrees to the left. So that gives me the ability to change anything I want. If I find out that the screens are in the wrong order, and actually I want the yellow after the orange, then I can just unclip it from there, clip it in there, put it back in, knowing I won't even have to look through the mesh. I can just put them straight back in, and they're in the same place. Doesn't matter what screen I put in this station, because it's been imaged using those pins, it will always be in the same place, irrespective of what image is on it. So if I print the black on this one, all the controls are from the front. Just stay clear of the rotation, guys. We've got full control from the front. And we should be able to see through the screen.
Why don't you clean that screen so we can see through it now? Look at this point down here, look there. Look at that. Okay, because there's quite a lot of pickup on that t-shirt, so just look at this point here. Right, move it about a bit, yeah. Yeah.
We'll twist it.
Twist it a bit, yeah.
Bring it up.
Yeah. Okay, now
you can see the values have all changed now.
Yeah.
So it's no longer 0.
Do you want to show that, Jordan, as well? Do you just want to show the values, show where it knows where that screen's position is, look. Okay. We've not got any specialist gimbals or anything for these cameras, so you know they might look a bit shaky. But right, if you just recall that now, Tony. Tony's going to recall that job now, which was saved as Cobra. Okay, and he's going to tell it to just go back to where it was. So if we watch that now.
So we'll load that.
I don't know if you want to just film what Tony's doing, look.
Okay.
Alright, okay, so you've just heard the screens unlock, he's just done it, look, and here it goes back, look. Look at this point here, look. There it goes, look. Boom. So again, can we just run a sample on that?
Yeah.
Let's just run a sample on that then without...
Just close this safety valve. Look at that.
pretty good.
No reason to look through the mesh anymore.